Welcome back to the Constant Complete Podcast, featuring myself, Spencer, my co-host Matt with the NFL Gaming TV, and the traveling nomad, going from place to place, house to house, family to family. He knows no bounds. Fistcake.
Yeah, your green screen was fine before. Now it's all fucky.
Oh no, I don't know.
He's in between realities.
I'm glitching out, man. Shit, dude.
All right, 1 second. Let me see. You guys continue on. I'll fix this.
So we're gonna start with what we played this week and last week and in between because we missed a week. Fistcake, why don't you start us off?
Well, I mean, it's pretty short for me because the week I was gone, I actually didn't play a lot of anything. Was in Denver with my friend, and we just kind of hung out and did stuff in Colorado. The air density there, when you go to Colorado, it kills you, especially if you're overweight and you don't actually generally exercise. So that's pretty cool. I'm sorry, Mama May. I just like to break stuff. It's just what I do now. Oh God, this is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, turn up the greens and
1 second, dude.
I know, no.
No, not you. Spencer's trying to fucking mansplain me shit, all right?
Oh, no. I love that.
You know what the fuck I'm doing, sort of.
It's all a process.
Why did that not work?
It's you don't have to do the background for me if you don't want. Whatever's easiest for you.
You're talking about video games, right? This is behind the scenes.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, God.
I also forgot to bring up chat. Hey, Mama May, how's it going?
Hey, Mama May. But yeah, no, she said, Fisty, stop breaking things. It's just what I do. Welcome to Into the Veil. I was going to say games. I've actually been playing a lot of Sekiro. Very good, very fun stuff. I just got to the Mibu village today. I don't know where exactly I'm at in the game compared to you, Matt, but
I'm ahead of that.
Yes.
Okay. I figured you would be, but I can't remember how far. Like, I hang out on like another Discord, and like one guy's like on the weekend of when the game came out last week, and he was like, "Oh yeah, beat it." I'm like, "What? Why? Come on!" And then now like they're just talking about spoilers and stuff, but very fun game. I usually try to play it whenever I have like a free half hour or something, just to play. Oh, there. God damn it! It's distracting.
Sorry, I fixed it.
No, that's fine. All right, cool. I don't know where I was going with that. Love the game. Love everything about it. Even like when it does the stupid bullshit, like, oh, this boss is dead for sure. I killed it. The life bar is gone. Oh no. Oh God, what are you doing? Stop. Or, hey, this guy has 2 life bars. That seems about normal so far. Oh wait, now he can summon elements. Great, cool, thanks. Glad to have that. That was live on stream. It took me about, I think, an hour to go through that whole fight and figure that shit out.
I think it took Matt close to the same amount of time.
Yeah.
You're talking about Genichiro?
Yeah, Genichiro. Lightning boy. Finally beat the one guy that I was stuck on the
Ape.
Yeah, the Guardian Ape last stream, and I finally beat him last night. I was like, I just gotta do it because I was tired of like trying to explore other paths and like maybe there's something I can do over here that's kind of cool. I don't know. Fuck. Apparently there are a few things you could have done. I actually missed some stuff because there's a weird thing. I don't know. I guess, I mean, obviously they did this on purpose, but basically if you explore the depths before you fight the Guardian Ape, you can like go through this one area and unbiased, or not unbiased, but like with no problems whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Tack, how's it going? Oh, don't apologize for being late. It's fine, man. How's it going?
Actually, you're not too shabby.
Yeah, no worries. So apparently, if you beat the Guardian Ape and you go through that area, you have to fight him again.
Yes. And
the second phase he calls in reinforcements, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Because I was riding high after being the Guardian Ape from the night before. I'm like, yeah, oh, okay, well this is stupid. I mean, this is bullshit. But I'll fight him again. I know what to do now.
Right.
And first phase, like, okay, yeah, I'll stab him in the neck again. Who cares? And then the second phase happens. He's like, hey, friend, come over. And like out of nowhere, another Guardian Ape shows up. I'm like, oh, This is fine. Okay. No,
That guy
I'll
makes it
fig-
way harder than it needs to be.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thanks for the follow, Tech.
Oh, thank you, Tech. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. The only bullshit I don't actually enjoy in the game is the divine confetti thing. That's the only one I really don't care for. Because after, like, I was complaining about the terror stuff on Twitter because I guess I just never been cursed to the point of death in a Souls game before.
Well, I think it's curse in Dark Souls 1 just kills you, and then it's like petrification.
And 2,
just instant kills you in the rest of them. Or it might be reversed. I don't know. Maybe Demon Souls, it kills you instantly, and then petrification. Because I know that those toads or whatever, where you fight the big rat thing in Dark Souls 1, they petrify you, and that's an instant death. Yeah.
I think the difference here is that in the other Souls games, it seems like it's usually not a boss that has it, and it's also I don't think it's as often. I don't know because it seems like in this game, I'm not saying it's too much, but I think they definitely went with a particular theme with, if something's terrifying, and then, then whatever it does to cause the terror to build up, then you die, and then they put that on quite a few of at least the optional bosses as well as.
Yeah.
I think it's just one. I think it's just the Guardian Ape boss so far that I know of. That.
Well, you also have to kill the monk.
Oh, that's with the Divine Confetti too.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
But we're talking about the terror.
The terror.
Yeah,
That gives you the terror.
You beat the Guardian Ape with his cut off head. You also fought him and his wife. I did. I've killed all the apes I know of so far. Well, I think in lore, I think it is a wife because the one that you do kill after the first one, the one that's in the cave itself is all its family is dead, including its mate. It's the only one left living.
Oh yeah, they do talk about how
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the terror thing. So I kind of got over that after after I fought the headless a few hundred times. I'm like, okay. And I finally did defeat a headless today too. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go back. I have 3 divine confetti. Let's get wild with it,
Let's just go crazy.
Let's just see. But the fact that you actually just need you specifically need an item that's a rare drop and that you won't be able to buy until way later on in the game, where having being the headless will be helpful no matter what point you do in the game, but it's apparently a lot nicer just to kind of actually progress through the game with basically beat the headless when you see them instead of waiting until later on or whatever.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
and I think that we've just been lucky so far where it hasn't come to the point where there hasn't been literally no divine confetti to at least provide some kind of assistance. We've kind of eked by. Because I think for one of the bosses,
we did have to farm a little bit for the.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You had to farm once to make sure to feel okay that you had enough to survive.
Yeah. Also with the Guardian Ape fight, I kind of finally realized the difference between the health bar and the posture bar. I thought naturally if you get the health bar down to 0, of course you get it helps out, but I'd never figure out how. But apparently the health bar correlates to the posture bar with how much it regenerates stuff, and I don't know if I don't think they ever actually fully explained that, or if I just missed it.
I think they do explain it.
Okay, I must have just missed it then. That one's on me. I'll take that one. But
well, I didn't know until I was like, oh, okay. I was looking up stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's what that does, or yeah, that's how that works. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because you read a little bit about a boss or something like that. If you're having a problem with them, they're like, yeah, their posture just don't even worry about trying to take down their posture because it goes away. It reduces so fast. But as it turns out, well, if you just get a few good clean hits on them and lower the overall health, then the posture is so much better.
Yeah, you can always kind of not cheese them, but you can whittle them down over time, which has helped with my headless fights and realizing that's actually a thing.
Tax over here calling you out.
So I told you a few times if I learn the boss's health, their posture restores slow. Oh, I must have missed that then. Probably within the whole me fighting a giant ape and then cutting its head off and then it coming back to life. Probably that whole thing I was kind of busy with.
Yeah. I don't want to interject too much, but I did want to, because you bring up the ape, I just wanted to say the guardian ape animation and design and the way he looks and acts is like actually kind of sick. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's really, really cool the way he just moves and the things he does. I'm like, this is actually really awesome. Like, I don't know. You don't see a lot of, it just looks so inhuman or, kind of
Terrifying.
Yeah. But in a really cool way. And I didn't have to fight
Gotcha.
him, so I was like, I got to just appreciate it.
Just enjoy the animation.
Yeah.
And I told you. Oh yeah, you probably did. I just
Yeah,
I guess
anything
it's like-
probably said during the Junichiro fight is probably just.
Man.
Usually, like, there's a 5-minute, like, after, like, during the fight of a boss, and like 5 minutes after, where I'm like finally catching my breath and breathing. Everything kind of like I read, I'm like, oh, cool, and then it just goes.
You're like, I gotta kill this motherfucker.
Yeah, neat story. Okay, now I got to fight for my life. Oh God, oh Jesus. But I do like the
Yeah, it's really hard.
yeah, I do like what they do with the apes and the monkeys in this game. Like, I like usually like when they try to like put apes or monkeys in games, they like make it like look noble or whatever. Like, not noble. What's the word? Like, they don't include the part like where they actually are just monkeys and apes, where they like throw shit and do disgusting things to you.
Yeah, they make him like overly humanized and proud.
Yeah. You'll never defeat me and my noble clan of apes. They're Sekiro. Instead, every time you see one, like, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, oh Jesus, quit yelling in my ear. Just shut up.
And
Just
then
shut
they fucking have guns sometimes. It's like, where the
Yeah.
Yeah, this motherfucker killed that whole family of apes or the monkeys. In that, remember that there was like 15 or 20 of them.
Yeah.
and I just snuck by them.
Yeah, Matt snuck by the whole like small grouping, the last survivors of their clan apes. Just trying to get by in this cold dark world, and then apparently you go in and massacre them.
He just massacred them.
To be fair, I jumped up on them because I was like, oh, there's a lot of apes over here. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if they're like friendly or something.
Oh, okay.
They're not friendly. They will still try to kill you.
Ignorance.
Monkey side.
Monkey side.
But yeah, so I stumbled into that. I was like, oh God. And I think I was just saying, oh God, for the entire time I was trying to kill them all without dying.
Right.
That was intense. What else? I mean, it was a good game. I'm sure we're going to talk about it here a little bit more later on.
And
What
also
else?
when we all like beat it, and well, I'm really looking forward to that conversation because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to beat it before I leave, but I'm gonna try because
If you're just entering in game.
Yeah.
oh, am I? Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Depending on the choices you make, you could probably finish the game in like, another like 4 hours.
Well, that's if you don't get stuck on any bosses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a given. Cool. Yeah, I did see somebody's been able to beat the game in under an hour, so that's cool. So I know it is possible. It's not that hard,
Just really
But-
difficult.
Just minor details. Also played Risk of Rain 2 this week with you guys.
And it was fun.
Yeah, I really dig that game.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I can kind of like brought up to the point to me like what is fun difficulty, like what is actually like things that are difficult that's actually fun. And I'm still towards like Sekiro, where it's like basically like most like 95% of it is just you figuring out what you need to do. You have the tools already. You can get additional tools and whatnot. And Risk of Rain's difficulty is okay. But basically it's just numbers get bigger. I mean, that's really what it comes down to the end of it. And the game's more fun if you're just playing with people, shooting stuff and blah, blah, blah. But like
Right.
at the end of the day, it's like, oh, this thing's tougher because it's got the biggest numbers. Oh no, I got to shoot with my big numbers now and use my skills accordingly. But
I think
mostly
it's definitely a different type of fun.
yeah, definitely. I'm not saying I hate it or anything. It's just
Right.
different. I kind of thought about like, why do I not like Risk of Rain as much as Sekiro? And I because they're both difficult games. So I'm like, what's the deal? So mystery solved. But highly recommend getting it because now if you get it, you can, I think, still get a copy to buy for your friend or get for your friend.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it still BOGO? Buy one, get one. You know,
It's funny because we already had this conversation, but I think it was you that said BOGO last time. I was like, what do you mean by BOGO? And I was just remembering.
Yeah, it was funny.
Somebody doesn't shop at stores.
No one ever calls it BOGO, you fucking weirdos.
Stores literally call it a BOGO sale.
People
What
call
the
it BOGO.
fuck? Dude, I've never heard that. I've
Well,
been
it's not like
alive longer than you.
It's not like by like a month.
It doesn't matter.
It still counts.
Still a
You spent half
fact.
your life in like the nature and wilderness. All right, dude.
That's true. I did
That's
do
right.
that.
Yeah. You did live with the wolves for a few years, traveling around, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Risk of Rain 2 is okay. Played Magic the Gathering Arena because now it's like in public and it's a lot of fun. It's just fun to play Magic again. That's pretty much it. Apparently we're right near the Wizards of the Coast office, so I might have to go check that out at some point. But
Oh, we should like. I've been thinking about that too. Is that like a thing where you can just or you go outside the building and be like, I'm at the office, and then you go home, or do they have like tours?
I don't know. I had to find it. I mean, worst case scenario, we could just show up and be like, hey, what do you got for me?
I have a
like
game
your shit.
design. Listen to my suggestions. I'm not the only person ever to do this. All right, I'm unique.
Why don't you bring back Black Lotus? Come on, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Where's it? The coast of? Yeah, I think we're right. It's in like a town nearby us.
Yeah, it's in the Seattle area.
Yeah, so we're gonna. Well, I don't know. I want to check it out. Well, I'll look into it first before I like just show up on the doors. But yeah,
You'll let me know, bro.
We'll do, fam.
All right, cool. Give me those tickets.
Give me those tickets. That's it for me. What about you two?
Well, so we didn't play anything Monday or Tuesday this week, did we?
Nothing with Culture and D.
We didn't do anything Monday. We did something Tuesday.
What did we play Tuesday?
Outward.
We played
yeah.
Outward. Oh yeah, that really crappy game.
That game is not good.
So Matt and Coulter from Rogue Rage Gaming played. I just hung out, which is fine.
Yeah.
I got to do voiceovers, which is chill. And it's a game that is kind of open world. What were
it's
they?
a 100% open world.
Yeah. What was the comparison that you were making or people were making?
It's like Dark Souls and like Zelda or some shit.
Yeah.
That they made. I didn't make that claim.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And it's just a medieval game, and you start out with basically nothing, and it's kind of like the world's your oyster, and it has a bunch of crazy stuff, right? And the idea is really cool, and it has split screen co-op, which is awesome. But their whole just the way they did everything, it's all kind of bad. In our opinion, it has mostly positive reviews on Steam. Form your own opinions, right? But from what you guys were experiencing, and I don't want to necessarily speak for you, but from what I saw, the game is highly janky and
Extreme jank.
it doesn't. I can just see that it's going to and currently has scaling issues, and it is incredibly punishing for the stupidest things, and a lot of the beginning creatures that you come across are especially with the way the combat works and how
the combat is bad. I don't think the creatures are OP. It's just that the combat is really bad.
Yeah, and so it makes them feel OP.
Yeah, so it's just not fun to do.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to is like every bit of it
Nothing's
feels like
responsive.
A slog.
Yeah, it's not a good game.
But the story elements and the way they tackle certain events is really cool. Like when you die, you don't just die and start back at a normal area. Like a kind of depending on where you're at in the map, like certain events will happen. So if you die out in the world and you're near one of the bandit camps or whatever, you will get captured and taken to the camp, and then you're at that place and you don't have any of your equipment and it's inside of a chest and you got to sneak through the camp naked practically and go and
Yeah,
find
but
it.
which isn't a big deal. Like, it's not like,
Yeah, it
in
also
theory,
does-
it's cool, but
yeah.
you can literally just, there's nobody there, so you can just go get your shit and then
It's like
leave.
3 people.
We did that 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. But then there was the other one where you get found near the beach
At
by
night.
a woman at night. Yeah. And like that was kind of cool, right? And so the idea of it's like, oh, that's really nifty, and oh, the whole open world thing, and this kind of dynamic feeling. And then when you actually go and play it, you're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your first mission that you have to complete is like weird.
What?
The whole conceit of the beginning of the game where some accident happens and you have to pay like the town to pay off like a blood debt in order to get access to your house. If you don't do it in like 5 days, then I don't even know what happened.
You can lose the house.
You just lose the house and
Yeah, anyways, it's trash.
yeah. But anyways, Matt and Coulter didn't enjoy it. We played like an hour of it. Did you refund that at all? Or?
We played an hour and a half of it.
Got rid of it basically.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was an experience. I feel like we just had more fun messing around and hanging out, and but otherwise the game was pretty bad, which is unfortunate. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I heard reviews or not reviews, but like I read about it before it came out because me and Kelly from Super Hopped Up were interested in playing it, and it sounded really cool. And then like when you said like, hey, get that fucking game off your wish list, I'm like, oh no. So I watched Mathis games played in. And you can tell that he's like struggling to make it look cool, because you know how he tries to like make it give like every game a narrative or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the story, like you said, the story thing is cool. The combat looks janky as shit. Like
it's awful.
I was like,
real bad.
And then like how the voice acting works, like it's the first sentence of every paragraph.
Yeah, I tried to voice
That's
act
so
for
weird.
people, and I never knew if they were going to say the first sentence or a whole paragraph or just a word. Yeah. So I'm trying to like make room for the game to make sounds so I can make my own sounds, which are like infinitely better. And the guys keep cutting me off.
Yeah. It's just like, what the... You can only like afford a few lines, I guess, or you can't... Like, then why have voice acting to begin with? Just leave it at the text.
Some games, older games, would do a thing where the person would say like kind of an intro line.
Hello, and then it's like hello, and then it's like
and then it's
more.
the rest of the thing, yeah. But in this game, it's like they wanted to go kind of like that, but also kind of had them voice act still a little bit. And then when they would voice act the whole line, they would just paraphrase what the line was. They wouldn't even say what was there. Like there were like some really some games will like skip a word right in the script, but this one literally you'd have like 3 sentences, and the person would say only 2 of the sentences, and in those 2 sentences they would have like ignore and like rearrange the words entirely.
It sounds like somebody didn't like finalize the script, I guess. That's so weird.
It's just strange. And the game
they should all just bump and nodded.
Yeah, they should all just bump and nodded. And then like optimization is terrible in the game.
Yeah.
It runs like shit.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I'll keep my eye on it. Maybe I'll get on sale or something, but just to see what the shit
it's
show
not worth
is.
$40.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
That
since
sucks.
like it's so unoptimized and the graphics aren't even that great to warrant.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
It looks like a game from 2004.
Yeah, it looks real bad.
Yeah. That looks
But
terrible.
yeah, so that happened.
I played Alan Wake.
Played Alan Wake on Wednesday for Into the Veil. That game's still a banger. You can see. Yeah, I was just about to say,
It shows his age.
Yeah, you can see kind of like its formulaicness on the second playthrough a lot more, and also just however long after the game initially came out, just seeing other examples of maybe slightly better design or ways to approach a certain situation. Because when I first played it, it didn't feel like as just almost linear as it does, and then and that's not the only thing, but it's very basic, and at least in the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it ever gets more complicated.
No, I don't think so.
It's mostly about the story, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a fun game. It's fun to riff off of too. So
It's a lot of fun with the iframes of dodging.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally dodged that wrench that had definitely hit you in your rib cage, and it's probably bruised at least, but no, it's fine.
No, as a writer.
As a writer, you got the power of iframes.
yeah, that's one of those games where the jank just makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What else? Oh, I played Hades. I'm on like a 14 win streak.
Is it 14 now?
Oh shit!
13 or
Wow.
14.
Jeez, it's crazy.
I'm
Just
like,
rocking it,
I had an under 15-minute win.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Matt sent me another screenshot of that.
You should
Like,
put a
dude.
tally when you stream it.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
like a visual tally. Nice.
Not a visual tally, but one on the stream. But I should do a visual tally.
Yeah, you should just have like a streak thing and like what is it, PB?
Mm-hmm.
Be
There
cool.
you go.
Oh, and then we could have a thing where it separates the PBs based on weapon used. Anyway, sorry. In the chat. Sorry, I'm being a little extra, but yeah, I think it would be cool.
Oh, gotcha.
So besides Hades, we did Smash this weekend, Melee and Ultimate, and it was a little bit of a strange weekend. We had a good Ultimate day. I think my Melee day today was a little bit jank. But I'm working through some stuff with Samus. Me and Samus are having some marital issues.
Having issues, yeah.
Yeah, she just can't get over Falco, and what I mean by that is Falco's kicking her ass, and I'm like, Samus, come on, pick it up. And she's like, dude, I'm just doing what you tell me. I'm like, well, fucking infer.
Infer.
And she's just not willing to listen, and we're gonna have to have a conversation about that.
Have you thought about talking to a marriage counselor?
And we thought about that. We tried that in the past, and so,
It's really a Band-Aid.
Yeah, it works for some people, but for long-term issues, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might want to start having that talk. Because if you're not happy and she's not happy, then what's the point of being in it together?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we said this before. Maybe start from square one, right? Divorce and start dating again. Something.
Just do it all over again. Until the end
We
of
just gotta
time.
find that spark,
Yeah.
All right, against Falx, we got the spark, right? It's there. Falco, I don't know what happens.
Just my Falco's real good.
Falco's an asshole.
It's the bird flu.
It's the bird flu. She's sick.
Yeah.
You can't leave her while she's sick. That's rude.
No, I have to stay with her.
Scumbag.
Oh God. The plot thickens.
So I tried switching to Marth, and that didn't help. So, but and then besides that, literally Sekiro, that's been it, right? We've been switching off of watching the Puppet Master movie series and then Sekiro last week, which
Oh God.
the Puppet Master movie series is hit and miss. Let me just say that. But
Didn't Jim Sterling just get done watching all of the Puppet Masters?
Yeah,
Did
that's
he?
what.
Oh, is that what-
yeah. And I was like, because I like B-list bad movies
yeah, I like that
and
too.
horror. Well, yeah, okay,
Don't
dude, but
disclude
it
me.
was my idea, so I was just explaining why
I
I
was
had
on
that
board.
thought. Okay. And I was like, I've always looked at the Puppet Master series, and I was like, that looks kind of stupid. Why would I watch that when I can watch Chucky? Then I looked at, there's 12 movies. All right.
Oh, yeah,
And-
12 of them.
And after 6 or 7, it just becomes like the puppets versus Nazis
Yeah, for like 5 movies straight.
for like 5 movies. And I just can't wait to get to that point.
We're actually at that
We're
point.
at that point now.
Yeah.
We're going to start our first
Nazi
real
movie.
Nazi one.
And
Oh,
they're
wow.
just nuts. Like if you have a chance, just look up Puppet Master and look at the movie series, and it's just like Axis, Armageddon, or it's just like these crazy names, and it just shows like the puppets with like the Nazi insignia behind them, and I don't know if they're the good guys or if they're with them or against them.
Because originally they're like bad guys.
Yeah.
And then like they're just kind of like neutral. Like after movie 2, they're just neutral.
Yeah, they're like not really anti-heroes, but they kind of like do their thing, and if someone kind of gets out of line, they off them.
Yeah, they off
Yeah.
them.
They just make the decision, and they don't talk. So you have to kind of like just watch them, and they'll like look at each other when something bad's happening. And be
They
like,
have a reaction puppet.
"Oh God, yeah." He's a
Okay.
gesture. He can spin his head and make different faces, and he'll be like, "What is happening?" And then you're like, "Oh, they're gonna fucking kill him. This guy's
no.
dead. He fucked up."
No what Tack said. I feel like Samus would just vaporize the marriage counselor. Probably.
You know what? That is a yeah.
She's done that before.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's why
Had
we
to
don't go to
find-
that.
we don't go to Jane anymore. She doesn't exist. But yeah. So, anyways, that was a tangent. But Sekiro is really good, and we kind of already had that conversation, and we have a topic involving Sekiro a little bit later on.
I want to. I did go through one part of Sekiro completely backwards. The snake bit.
Yeah. Matt never had to swim underneath the snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were trying to solve another issue or another problem. We're like, Oh, we wanted to figure out how to do something with. I'm not sure if you've done this, but there's a kite thing that happens, and so we were doing one thing like just for fun or whatever, and then that ended up leading us into an area that kind of is the route that speedrunners use to sequence skip the snake.
It's not a sequence.
I don't know,
because you can literally
it's like a
kill it
shortcut.
there. It's a shortcut for
Yeah, it's
sure.
a shortcut.
It's like a super shortcut.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that weird thing that you killed? It looks like a claw monster and it attacks and then does like.
It's like Voldo.
Yeah, it looks like Voldo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I came out on the other side of that door where he's captured.
Yeah.
I did that whole part and then made it to that door, which I couldn't enter.
The one that you have to open after beating him.
Yeah, after beating the Voldo.
And I was on
looker.
the other side.
Yeah, I was on the other side.
Yeah.
So you didn't go through the gun fort?
I did not. I skipped the
skipped
gun port
entirely.
Ah, I guess you could do it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I went back and did it all. But yeah, that's the one where you can dive bomb the snake and kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to do that. I want to kill the snake. I fucking hate that snake.
Oh, well, after the podcast, we can give you the keys
I've
to the
killed it.
All right.
I imagine you saying that after you dive bomb the snake. I killed it.
It was kind of
It's
shocking.
like a war cry.
Yeah. But but that about does it for us as far as games we played. Let's move on to the first topic. So Borderlands 3, there was a trailer. Some people are upset about it. Thoughts?
I watched it, and I mean, it looks like another Borderlands. If it's as long as it's like an updated version of the previous game, I don't personally have a problem with it because I don't like.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, because when you play Borderlands 2 now, it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it gets very dated very quickly. But as long as you enjoy the looting and the shooting, and having the skills and whatnot,
And playing with friends.
or I mean either or, you know, that's the fucking game. I don't understand what people are like. Oh, I don't understand what they're disappointed. Let me read that thing again, but
Yeah,
it looks exactly like Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
Like visually, it looks the same.
which is nuts. Yeah, it's like they took Borderlands 2 and then upped the resolution, but otherwise everything stayed the same.
yeah, I was about to say that it looks like they at least up the resolution
Some
and
of the
whatnot.
animations look smoother, but I think mostly
They still look jank.
but they still look a little bit jank. Like you see in one of the montages, the way the guy moves is very
Yeah, when they jump across that thing, the chasm right in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
look really
that
cool.
looks
And
You're
it's
like,
like,
that looks dumb.
Yeah,
That looks a little.
The whole
Also-
trailer is try hard.
the trailer is really cringy.
Yeah.
I don't like usually even using the word cringe, but I mean, all big baddies or guns with legs. We got you, boo.
Yeah. I literally wanted to take that gun with legs and shoot myself.
Just use that one specifically.
Yeah. My takeaway, as far as people's opinions of it, is I think there are a lot of people who are fans of Borderlands 1 and 2, but also don't want or was expecting more change and didn't want to have what is essentially like a sequel within the same engine.
It's not the same engine.
Well, not the same, but yeah, it's like a sequel with like the same. There's a lot of sameness to it, but then it's like new areas and new content. You know, but it seems like it's a big game. Like they're talking about multiple worlds you get to go to, and there's a lot of different environments, and one of them looks like way different than usual Borderlands stuff. So that's pretty cool.
I have to see more of that, but
yeah,
I mean, I really didn't care it was on the same planet before because they changed. Like they have a different area that looks drastically different than the rest of the areas that you play in or whatever. For the most part, you got ice world, desert world, all that fun stuff. But so I don't know if like the open world thing's going to add like a whole lot to that unless like they have like the space stuff from Borderlands, the pre-sequel in it or something. But
they might. I mean, they're talking about going to different worlds. There might be kind of interim space stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a trailer too. We don't have like actual gameplay, or I mean, we have like glimpses of it, but we don't have like somebody sitting
that
down.
all looks
just playing.
rendered in engine and stuff like that.
So far,
Well, I mean, like game. I'm not. Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
watching
like
people-
an in-depth, like this is right mouse button to zoom.
That's all right.
or just watching some guy run around and kill things. Yeah.
Well, I was mostly just like, hey, what do these characters do? I saw that lady bust out 6 extra arms. I'm interested in that. I want to have 6 arms. I think it's cool that if I think she is supposed to be a siren, so the fact that they're gonna have like not the fact, speculation they're gonna have like a beat 'em up siren, that'd be pretty cool. I mean that's just me. My first name's Fist. I like to fist stuff, so I just like to. Actually,
Phrasing.
The oddly enough, I do like my favorite characters in the Borderlands games are usually the characters that don't use guns. Like the Psycho and the Brick, and
I played Brick.
Yeah, so maybe I don't like Borderlands. I don't know. I gotta look deeper into myself before I have that conversation. But
all right, Fiskate, can you guess who I played in Borderlands 2 and/or 1 if you can remember the characters?
1 Mordecai, 2 0.
Holy shit!
He knows
dude,
me so good.
So good.
He knows me, dude. We don't need a marriage counselor.
And if you could play one character in both games, 0.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's close because Matt
Mordecai has the bird.
Mordecai has the bird, but 0 is like the cool, stealthy ninja guy that has the sword and speaks in haikus.
Both things are things I love. I love haikus and birds.
Maybe
that's it. That's the end of the joke.
There's a whole section in Dragon Quest. There's a whole area where every one of the NPCs speaks in haikus. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
which reminded me of that. Yeah, and we still haven't even beaten that game. But
which game?
Dragon Quest 9. It was the
Dragon
sauna.
Quest 9?
Or
you mean Dragon Quest 11?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks fun. I guess I'm willing to see where it goes. My main, really, it wasn't even an issue when I was playing the games, but anytime I ever look back at Borderlands, I hesitate to become too excited about it because sometimes the bullet sponge effect was a bit too much for me. Just from from like a long-term replayability standpoint. Getting the different guns is cool. I tend to get attached to gun types. So if I have one that I really like, then it's like, oh well, this.
That's the only big issue with the Borderlands.
Better.
Is you're like, I got this like revolver that shoots 9 times and does this much damage, and then there's this revolver that shoots like 4 times and then does like way more damage, and you're like,
but I like the 9 one.
I don't want to do that one.
That's and so that kind of slight uncomfortability when playing it. I just wonder how they tackle that. Like, is it going to be just the same, or are they going to kind of maybe revamp the way they think about difficulty and damage and stuff like that? That's what I'm interested in hearing about.
Yeah, but here's hoping we'll find out soon.
Right.
Hell yeah, brother.
So our next topic, we're actually going back to Sekiro.
The old reversal.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's fine. So, well, I mean, how are you supposed to know that we were going to end our conversation with Sekiro, right? We don't plan everything.
Oh, that's true.
But so there's this whole thing happening, and there's like 2 separate events, right?
Yeah, there's 2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
One has a reasonable argument. The other one is a pussy.
So, for people who hadn't heard, now I hadn't heard this until you 2 were talking about it. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
There was an article released by Forbes, and
demanding
that that there be an easy mode in the game because the game is just too hard. That it's like just
too hard.
There's a word that I wanted, inordinately difficult, right? To an extreme. And then like 2 days later, or a very short amount of time later, they released an article basically saying, "Nah, never mind."
Yeah.
Well, it's a different guy. Like it's both from Forbes, but they're 2 different people. And like the second guy's like, ignore my partner here. Ignore my coworker. He's stupid. Well, he doesn't say that, but he's like,
That's probably.
I don't think that's. He probably just shat right on his face. But no, people are arguing about this because like A lot of people are arguing because like they're saying like the easy mode is for people that don't have the proper accessibility to play these types of games, I guess. Basically, people with like disabilities, and the like, which is it's a good. I mean, that's a solid point. Like, hey, disabled people can't quite play, the same games that everybody else can, but is it like is that necessarily on the developer? Is that on the person trying to play the game? Is that on the console or on the console you're playing on? Because we've gotten like a huge thing where basically, actually, ironically, Xbox has gotten pretty good with the whole having that adaptive
in the controller.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I agree with like the
sentiment.
The sentiment, but I don't know.
It's the sedimentary.
It's the sediment. I agree with the soil. Wrong. But having like, it's also the same thing. Like, if you, I don't know. It's
a hard subject, right?
Well, I don't really think it's that hard.
Well, as far as what I mean when I say hard is how much should be expected from the developer to do that, and I'm inclined to say that to a limited extent, developers should keep it in mind and try. But the way that Sekiro is, I'll make the argument that the way that Sekiro is designed to be experienced, I think that the way the combat runs and the way everything builds up, it's kind of important from a whole like idea of going through the game and experiencing it, because you kind of grow as you play, and so I can see why where a developer might make the game with that in mind, and then kind of just not think about the other side because they're trying to create a particular experience and a particular progression that they want people to enjoy. But there are a lot of games that are difficult that do have lower difficulty that seem to accomplish it just fine. And I guess some people are disappointed in the fact that there isn't that option in Sekiro or any other like
Souls game.
Yeah, at least the Souls games, to allow for that to happen, so these people aren't able to experience the game firsthand because they just simply can't do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with like tack on this one where basically easy mode is just for those who can't handle the game, as well for those who just want to finish the game quickly. Basically, I think I can phrase it. Basically, my problem is I don't want to accidentally say something terrible. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just bad with words. I don't hate disabled people or anything. Disclaimer. So if something sounds wrong, basically the accessibility is up to the person or whatever options they have or they can have access to play the game normally. So if you can like press all the buttons and move the sticks normally, then you're good to go to play Sekiro. Everything else is just depend on you playing Sekiro until you get good at it, because it's kind of like, ironically,
where do you draw the line, right?
Well, I mean, but then what if you don't like? I don't know. I think it's on the developer to
an extent,
to allow for everybody to potentially play their game. It seems, especially in Sekiro, I think it would be extremely easy to add a mode that just lowers the amount of times people attack you.
And literally, you could just make posture easier to break.
Well, not even that. You could just have it so they attack you not as quickly. You don't have to parry as much or deflect, and then you can hit them for free.
Yeah. So I have two things. The first thing is based on what you just said here. We did watch a video, and I'm just pointing this out. We did watch a video where they were talking about how they spent a ton of time, like crafting each of the interactions with the bosses and enemies, like frame by frame, when it comes to their animations, to make sure that it is like the way that they want it to. So I don't know how easy it would be to change the way that they attack you, but I definitely think that you could change the parameters of how you interact with the world. So even if the amount of times they attack you or the way that they approach you doesn't change, because I don't know how hard it is to change that, but maybe like windows for for parrying or how much damage you do or how much damage is done to you is changed instead. Because I definitely think that there are things that can be done, I guess, to make it easier. But then the other thing I wanted to bring up with what you were talking about, Fizzcake, is I think this is a similar conversation that people have to a much smaller extent when it comes to whether or not games should, especially like first-person games and the whole FOV slider thing. Certain people have problems with having a certain FOV, and like to the point where they can't play it because it affects them,
makes them sick.
Yeah, it makes them sick. And some games just don't have the ability to change that to allow the person to adapt better to the game. And then there's the other thing with people who are colorblind. A lot of games have been coming out with colorblind palettes, and the way you design a game based around color to make sure that everything is available to be seen by people who have those types of disabilities too. Where that's definitely on a developer side, like that type of stuff.
I mean, you just think about any other product in the whole world, right? Like cars, computers, they all have accessibility options. Phones. I think games should definitely have those things.
Yeah,
it makes sense to me. And I don't like the idea where you're just like, not you in particular, but that sentiment where you're just like, well, then if you can play Sekiro, mostly, then you should just get good. I think that's a toxic attitude to have.
Well, yeah, I don't mean it like in a toxic way. I'm not saying like, just fucking get better, scrub. I guess. Right. Oh, I'm not good with discussion, but no, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna, say I think at least the way that I am imagining that you're trying to get this across is there should be a threshold as far like the game.
Oh yeah,
the game is a challenging game, and there should be some level of challenge, and where do you find that threshold where it's still hard, but then isn't totally like leaving like a whole demographic out because it's too hard.
And again, though, it's not like you have to choose that game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have any game mode that you can choose, period, in the game, right?
Well, no, but I'm saying if they did offer an easy mode, who cares? It doesn't affect you.
That too, right? So even if they made an easy mode, it wouldn't affect anybody else besides just the positive effect it has for people who would benefit the most from using it.
Yeah.
But I think the important thing is I don't know that it's good to I don't have a good word for it, but attack a company negatively for not having it. But I think,
especially when it's not the standard yet.
Yeah.
But I do believe wholeheartedly that there should be a standard for accessibility options.
We should grow to a standard, right? So eventually it should be become a thing that, just like any other option that has become defaults, having the ability to turn off and on subtitles in a game that you wouldn't usually think needs subtitles, but I like playing with subtitles.
Yeah.
And some people need subtitles, but you also have the option of turning it off, or but it overall it just giving the player the most amount of options to be able to as you can, I guess, right? But yeah, I mean it's an interesting topic because.
But yeah, Tag, we know about that's Microsoft's adaptive controller.
Yeah, and that's really,
that's
really cool.
the one. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and I think that helps to bridge the gap for sure.
Yeah. I was about to say, I guess my point, I forgot how to phrase it earlier, is that I agree that games should have the accessibility and whatnot. That's not the real problem. It's just when you make games, you have resources, right? You have like money, time, whatever, and you have like a finite that you can't like, hey, I need like another whatever, blah blah blah, or hey, we just need like another year or whatever. Like, no. We made the deal that we're selling this game now.
Right.
We're going to do it now or whatever. So the question is, would you rather that they had spent the time instead of like maybe making the animation so fucking smooth and like spending the time from that into having an easy mode? And what would you do for do you like, I guess, what do you say? Like make the posture easier to break, or do you make the?
I think you could cut like their attack patterns down by like 70%, and then just kind of have them kind of walk around like zombies, and then just have them attack every once in a while. And it still gives you, I don't know, it still gives you enemies to kill and the game to experience.
Right.
But it's not as frantic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know. That's
and I don't think any of us are trying to come up with like the golden solution in general. But I think the point is being, and you know, you make a reasonable, you know, point. You know, there's limited resources and time, so it really goes into whether, you know, when is it something that is so expected that it should be a situation where if it's a you know, a bigger game company, that they should block that time, and that should just be an automatic assumption. And is it possible to think about a way of approaching making a game that is so hard, making it an easier mode, where it doesn't kind of prevent the ability of the game being the most that it can be with what it is now. Because I don't know if that is any more expensive or would take more time than it does, and I also don't know if a lot of people are going to see that as a good reason, right? Because like, I'm not affected by it, right? And I don't know that, you know, if I'm the type of person that I have almost as much fun watching somebody play as I do playing it myself. Not everybody has, like, you know, hangs out with Matt, right? So, or you know,
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
What I'm saying is, not everybody
hangs out
has a friend who can play the game and they can just hang out and watch them play it, right? And have a similar experience. And for some people, playing it and having that one-to-one experience is really important to them, you know. But it, you know, I don't think that it's like, as far as the game industry is there just yet. As far as making standards, but I think it should be thought about. And if for instance, this strikes a chord with the developers, and they happen to make an update later on that is the problem with updates being that is it a forced upon update, or is it going to be a big amount of space, or what have you? I don't know. But if they end up doing something like that later on to make the game more accessible, I think the important thing is people shouldn't be like, oh, well, now they're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people would be negative about that. And it's like, well, you know, you should, if it does come to the fact that something like that happens, then we should be happy that it does. And then that'll, I think, incentivize more companies to be
Well, I mean, just
board.
like there's millions of other games have easy modes.
Yeah, that's true.
DMC has an easy mode.
Oh, I just thought about that. I was
it's
like,
the normal mode.
You know, I just thought about like do spectacle fighters have easy modes?
Yeah. Yeah, there's pretty much like freaking XCOM has easy mode.
Yeah.
Like
Most games you can kind of just expect it to, right? It's actually a novelty that a game comes out and it's like, this is the way you're planning it. Fuck you. Not necessarily with that sentiment.
Yeah, I was
but,
about to say, not fuck you.
Yeah, but you know, some games, they kind of build themselves up like that. You know, like this is the experience. And I think a lot of From Software games are like that.
yeah. It's really just.
I'm waiting for the mod to come out and just like do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if it's on PC, they already have like a Nicolas Cage mod where it basically has Nicolas Cage's face every time you die. So I'm sure somebody out there is going to make an easy mode or something.
Definitely on the same level of
Oh yeah, easy. No, I said with time. I didn't say it right now. Jeez.
But Spencer, they might take that time away from animations.
The modders?
The modders, yeah.
I'm talking about the modders. I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, and I don't have any disability. Well, I don't have any disabilities really that affect video games or anything. But not every game is meant for everyone. And like, I don't play a lot of strategy games because that's just way over my head. But again, I'm not for sure if that's just because I don't have any disabilities, or I'm just or if I'm just, you know, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. I'm like, fuck up my game if you can't play it right. It's just like, there's just some games you can't play, and if you absolutely want to see somebody experience it, you can watch millions of people stream it.
Yeah, no, but isn't that kind of unfair? Like you don't play strategy games because that's a choice you're making.
Yeah.
Strategy games do have easy modes.
The having a disability isn't a choice that you're making at that time.
Yeah,
so then you're like, well, the game's just not for you.
Yeah, it's just a weird situation, right? It's like it's overall more positive, but then at the same time you have to think, like what you were saying, what are the internal reasons or choices that the development company is making to decide not to do something like that, and how do you bridge that gap?
Yeah,
because it definitely doesn't hurt anything, and I almost just made the argument that there are a lot of smaller games that don't have these options, but you can kind of understand why they don't have these options. But then I just remembered that a lot of indie games are kind of leading the charge when it comes to accessibility anyway. Yeah. So it's not even, I can't even say that, Yeah. Because I was going to say, well, it's resources, but.
You got a point there, Matt, and you're right about that. I don't know. It's just, it is very weird, and I appreciate the support tag. I mean, technically the easy mode wouldn't make it the same game at all, but really, I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over again, and I don't want to like keep taking myself deeper in a hole over here. So,
and
I don't think you're in a hole.
No, and I don't think you're saying anything that's bad. I think it's just it's definitely a conversation that hopefully continues to happen, and I think it would just be positive for developers to explore the possibility of coming up with solutions for that type of stuff.
Oh, another thing that's been bothering me about this whole thing, and then we can move on to Persona after this or whatever, is that people use the accessibility as like an excuse. Like people who are just like having a hard time with the game, but then like they're champion for accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
I guess using the disabilities of people as a front for like, I just don't want to play the hard game. But
yeah, I'm sure that there's definitely a whole group of people out there.
Yeah,
like that.
There's some people out there. I've seen on Twitter. It's like, you're making easy mode. Just that'd be fine. I can even play it then. I'm like, well, don't be shouting out.
Yeah,
disabled people's rights when you just want to have a casual mode or something.
You're doing it for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But right. But that's it for me. But
yeah. So that's the conversation that's happening. There's a whole article on what was that website? It was blastawaythegamereview.com. There's a whole Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Why we need to talk about that difficulty option is what it's called. And we'll have a link in the video description and stuff like that.
And again, really, Sekiro is not that hard. Somebody's already beaten under an hour, so whatever. I mean, anybody can beat it.
We were watching a speedrunner do it, and he was just like perfect deflecting everything. And I'm like, how does this guy? He barely remembers where he's supposed to go next sometimes, but he's just like getting these things down so well. It's impressive. And it's like, well, I mean, he made Genichiro look way easy, and he had nothing.
Yeah.
15 minutes into the game, he was already there fighting him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he's just destroying him. He had him in a corner and just fucked him.
Oh yeah. Genichiro's weak in the corners, but yeah, Tech. It's just like it's words are hard, especially when with tricky subjects like this. Like
because you try to give your opinion, but innocently.
Trying to be respectful of others. Yeah.
Right. But
not me. Fuck them.
I hate everybody equally.
Our next topic has to do with
Is this
Persona
going to
5.
be like our end topic? Because it's 4.
Oh, wow. We had a long conversation about that. I didn't even realize it was that late. Yeah, I guess so. Did we want to talk about this, or do we want to talk about something else on the list? Is there anything that we were missing that we really, really wanted to talk about?
Well, I think this is like more in our wheelhouse than anything else. So,
okay.
I mean, might as well.
So, Persona 5 Battle Royale Edition.
It's not a Battle Royale.
Oh, no, he didn't read. Oh, jeez.
So, Fistcake, explain that to me.
Basically, Atlas did the thing where they made an announcement of an announcement, but so earlier they made an announcement of an announcement, and now this announcement has some footage in the trailer, but it's also announcing later on another date.
More footage and more trailer.
Yeah. So basically it's like not even a minute long, and it's just has P5 Royale. It's called Persona 5 The Royale, which I really thought they were going for like, I don't know, red or ruby or something, but because it's red. But anyways, it has like a 45-second trailer where some girl in pigtails or in a ponytail, I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, she has like some misty ponytail thing going on.
Pony.
No, she has two, but
Side pony.
she has red hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently she's talking to what's his face,
Akechi,
and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about the Phantom Thief?" She's like, "I don't like him. If you have a problem, take care of yourself." But
I saw that.
in the end, I feel like you
she's
can only solve that
basically
yourself.
the people on the easy mode.
All right. She is the true. She's the true ableist. She's your new antagonist. She's an ableist. Oh God. But yeah, so people are like speculating, like, is this gonna be the Fem MC character, or is this gonna be like the Green Ranger type of person, or what kind of character she's gonna be?
Right.
Which people are saying like, oh, definitely not definitely not a Fem MC because she says she's not with the Phantom Thieves. But
then everybody else is like, she could be lying. Joker does the same thing.
Well, I was about to say, like, if I remember right, there's like a dialogue where you talk to Akechi, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about the Phantom Thieves?" And you're like, "They're okay," or whatever. Or I think you have like three choices, and I think one of them is like, "I don't like him, man."
I mean, also, you could take an opinion from somebody who never played the games, and you could be like, well, maybe it's like from a different perspective, and she's on another side against the Phantom Thieves, and you get to see it from a different direction.
That it could be like a...
Because, writing is multifaceted.
It could be like a one-off, like 30-hour expansion thing.
Sorry. Persona 5 is so fucking nuts. One-off, like a 30-hour.
Yeah. It's funny because it's true. Because that would be the DLC for a Persona game. Right. With a new 30 hours. Only 30 hours. God.
Here's a new DLC, Rest of Your Life Edition.
The Afterlife Edition. But yeah, so we'll know more in like literally less than a month. April 20th with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're announcing stuff on my birthday.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, just cool. It was like your birthday. Yeah, so not in a couple months, literally in less than a month.
24 days.
Dun. Oh, God, tomorrow's April 1st. Oh, yeah. Besides the fucking
get ready for the internet
thing
to explode again.
No, God.
And everyone to be like, oh, it's fucking...
Also, PC Gaming Wiki also already put out their April Fools where they're like, oh, we partner with Epic. Now we're the Epic Gaming Wiki. And we only cover Epic Store games only. And to edit the wiki pages, you need WBucks. WikiBucks.
Oh, wow.
Wow, just throwing massive shade.
Just a slight shade. But, yeah, so we'll find more about Persona 5 soon. Persona 5 the Royale, excuse me, but hopefully it's just as cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a stupid name.
Yeah.
Is it the Royale or is it Persona 5 Royale?
The Royal. It's the Persona 5 the Royal. R-O-Y-A-L.
Does it have
an E at the end?
No E.
The Royal.
It's the Royal.
We've been saying it wrong, guys. We can get better at this. All right, we're supposed to be gaming journalists.
I mean, it's still stupid.
Yeah, because the font doesn't quite match up on the fucking logo screen, and then Persona 4 was Golden Edition, and you had the Festival Edition for Persona 3. What? I mean, is she a queen? Are we gonna fight? I guess
palaces. So I guess thematically, maybe.
Maybe.
And
I don't know.
They're kind of named after playing cards.
Oh.
Joker. Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Royal. So she's going to be guys, that almost confirms the fact that she's going to join the team, because if they're all based off of cards, then she's going to be the Royal.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe she's actually the Queen of Britain. And we have to invade
Victoria.
That's it.
Yeah. Invade her
Queen
literal
Victoria.
palace.
Yeah. Now they're going to do timey-wimey stuff.
Look, I don't give a fuck, dude. I play it.
You had to fight her corgis.
Oh, God. This is my corgi.
Corcona.
Wrong game. Corcona. Oh, God. Persona. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I was reading Royal, like Royal Knights is what text says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We've just been saying the Royale.
There is the Royal card, I think.
Maybe.
Oh, boy.
Probably.
So it's introducing a character potentially.
I'm sure there's a reason why they have it called the Royal. We'll find out soon, but it looks weird on the title, and I don't
It's
like
fun
it.
to speculate sometimes,
But
especially when you actually care about the game you're speculating on. Usually we pass up speculation because we don't care, but it's Persona 5, so we can speculate and have fun.
Yeah, but I also think that disabled people shouldn't be able to play Sekiro too, so it's whatever, you know.
Wow.
It's a
So
side
it
tire.
comes to light. I knew if I kept poking the bear, I'd get a juicy soundbite out of somebody.
Now
Somebody
just clip
did.
that and send it over to Livestream Fails.
You're fucked, buddy. You're
got 10
fucked.
upvotes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Livestream Fail. That's the one that actually has people on it.
Yeah,
Don't add the S.
Yeah, one imploded.
Yeah.
10 upvotes, one comment. Who are these people and why are they on this subreddit? Oh, get out of here.
I'm gonna get on my alt and be like, they're funny.
They're funny, except for that fist cake guy.
Yeah. Ew.
Quick, go follow him and shout at him the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really show him how much you dislike his opinions.
Yeah.
Use hashtag fist cake sucks.
There you go.
Hashtag fail cake. I got it.
Oh no, you got fucking shit.
Oh, dude, that's your new emote.
My new email,
Oh,
fail
that's
cake.
actually kind of a cool emote idea.
Don't get rid of the dog, but like if you get another one, right? You know, because like that.
We're never
That's
getting
your
any
theme.
other things. Only freaking Rogue Rage is ever gonna get any.
Well, we'll just ride the wave when it comes.
Yeah, there we go. Oh god.
All right, so let's. We're gonna go ahead and close the show. Fiskate, why don't you tell people where they can find you, what you're doing?
This week you won't find me much on Twitch because I'm going to be gone back home to Illinois for a week. Evie's birthday, and I'm going to visit family and shit. I'll just be daydreaming about Sekiro all day, every day, probably.
How lucky you are to play it.
Yeah, mostly that. I'm gonna start praying now. I'm gonna go back to church just to thank God. But God damn it.
See, I love how we can all joke.
Yeah, you know, we're not, you know, yeah, joking. Anyway, no. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm joking.
On camera.
Fucking loser.
on camera. Wait until we turn these cameras off. Ooh.
You're gonna get an earful.
Oh my God. Well, you can find more stuff on youtube.com/the Super Fist Cake. It is like, if you Google Fist Cake, you'll find me, but apparently the actual website link is Super Fist Cake.
Still.
I heard your
Anyways.
Isaac stuff has been popping off.
Yo, dude.
I know. Being a lot of views recently. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's good.
Well, yeah, no.
Milk it, baby.
Yeah, keep going. All right.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yes,
ride
sir.
that wave.
Oh,
Where
I'm
wave
trying.
comes, just be like the water.
Just be like water. You move with the water. Hey, YouTube. No, oddly enough, no Binding of Isaac this week because we didn't have time to record. So, you know, that's the thing. But I filled it out with playing some Legendary, which is a terrible game.
Oh shit, dude! I
Yeah.
have played that game 2 times,
Twice through, right?
twice through.
Why?
You
I
always talk about how shitty it is.
It's bad, but I love mythology.
Yeah,
I love Hades so much.
it's a cool concept. But like, oh, the
It's
mythology.
awful.
Yeah, the myth creatures are here in the real world. Now you have to fight them all. Oh,
It was on sale for like 50 cents.
Yeah, and that's why I got. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about this a long time ago being terrible, but you know, for 50 cents.
Fuck it.
But then I got stuck on some box platforming bullshit. I'm like, this is not. That was like the first half hour of the game. I didn't get very far. I was just trying to fill in time. So I'm like, all right, I'm done here. Bye. But
you know what you should do? You should make a quick video about your Binding of Isaac thing and like put it in the title, right? And just just hype it up for the next time, like when you come back. You know, just keep those viewers, dude.
don't leave. Please don't leave. I swear to God, I'll be right back. Don't
Hold on
leave
to 'em.
me. Please. Oh, have a good night, Tag.
Yeah,
But-
thanks for stopping by.
But we'll have more JoJo, more of some Legendary, and more of Don't Make Cry, and the ending of Claire's run for Resident Evil 2 this week, and beginning Leon's run. So that'll be some exciting stuff. What about
Nice.
you two?
Well, you can find us on both on YouTube and Twitch at Neanderthal Gaming TV. And you know, we have Smash content, and you know, we stream Saturday, Sundays for Smash, and then throughout the week we play games with Rogue Rage Gaming Monday, Tuesday when we can, and of course Into the Veil on Wednesdays with Fistcake. But you can also follow us on Twitter at NeanderthalGTV. So if you're interested in that, as far as Content Complete specific information goes, you can check us on Twitter at ConComcast. So you can find information about the podcast and Into the Veil and anything else specifically Content Complete related. You can also send us ideas and suggestions to contentcompletecast@gmail.com. The podcast goes live at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. All episodes are available on YouTube. The audio-only version is available on your favorite podcasting app, and both are released on Mondays. So we stream Sundays, and then they are released the very next day. Any last words, fellas?
I won't be here next week, and we won't be doing Into the Veil this week.
That's true, yeah.
Are you guys going to have a guest, or do you know yet?
I do not know yet.
Yeah, we have to try to figure it out with a couple people
that we know.
So we'll try to at least keep it posted, so we're not doing that thing where we just like day of or the day before, oh, we're just not doing it, guys. Try to keep a dialogue going at least. But yeah, so there hopefully should be a podcast next week. We'll try to have one and have some guests on. But yeah, Fistcake will be gone for the rest of the week, so we won't have Into the Veil or at least have Fistcake on the next podcast.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I don't want to be back in the plane already, but apparently that's just my life now. Great.
All right. Well, thanks everyone so much for hanging out and watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.